Hello, I finished another sketchbook, so as usual, here's a little tour of it. This one was used from November 2020 to November 2021. That's some sketches for various stuff I made. As usual, here's one of my very old characters taking all the first page because I don't like to start with anything else than her. A sketch for a commission, a doctor and a dinosaur. Oh, that's a commission too. This one was really fun to make. This is for two people who invented a spaceship crew of 5 people. I'm using the term loosely because they're mostly aliens, and I'm really fond of the little slug-like alien on the floating thing. So yeah, this was a lot of fun to make. They sent me drawings of the characters and everything, and all of their backgrounds, and that was really pleasant to do. Yeah, that's a double page full of Among Us, which was very fun to play while we were all in lockdown in 2020. Usually, that's how I dressed my character, with a little leaf on the head and a lime green. That's a commission, believe it or not. A friend whose character is there asked me to draw a typical game of Among Us between us. People tend to vote me off very easily, even when I'm innocent. So one guy framed me. That's Doctor Who fan art based on the audio The Last, which is fairly depressing, but very good. This one is based on Face Stealer, which is not depressing, which is really a lot of fun actually. I think it's underrated. This is a Death Stranding fan comic in 2 pages, where Sam is sending Fragile an email about something Hartman sent him. Little monsters for Patreon. This was a Secret Santa gift for a friend who writes stories on the French branch of the SCP Foundation, and that's a character from one of his stories. She's a queen without a face of her own, and she takes inspiration from guests in her castle to model her own face after the ones she finds the most beautiful. So this year I continued painting synesthesia paintings of my favorite hit song of every year. That's 1991. Désenchanté, Mylène Farmer. This one is a bit gory. That's fan art of a fan fiction written by a friend, which is basically Bernie Summerfield, except it's Hannibal alternate universe. It was very good. A little Fitz and a little 8 with heavy hand flapping. That's a dinosaur that was found in Brazil, if I'm not mistaken, last year. I think the name is Rubijara jubatus, I think, and it has these spikes of sorts on its back, and people are wondering why they're there, and I speculate it's to to be used in courtships. She's not convinced. Okay, so real talk, I was completely drunk when I drew this. The paper, I'm not sure you can see it, but the paper is warped. I made this on the last day of 2020, and that's a Permian animal who's coming out of its burrow because it survived. I thought it was fitting to end that year. This is a commission of, I think it's Paul Hanley's version of a Morbius Doctor, I think. The console was really fun to make, but the floor was absolute hell. Never again. A sketch for a commission. That's Henodus. I was very surprised to see this drawing featured in a video from a channel I really enjoy. I was very flattered. It was a video on placoderms. This is 8 saying I should finish reading the EDAs, and because I still haven't. Little dialogue between 13 and the master, making fun of the fact he's trying to attract her attention, even though he has her phone number already. Friday I'm in Love by Cure. Shaman King fan art, but mostly a meme. Higgs from Death Stranding in his bunker with a t-shirt saying "God won't let me die," and Pence saying "This place is not a place of honor." This is a Doctor Who Death Stranding crossover. More creatures for Patreon. A tattoo design for a friend whose nickname is Lord Burner. That's Bowie and Freddie Mercury, but Faction Paradox version. 13 and the Master fighting. Someone wrote a post on Tumblr saying, "Higgs listens to hyperpop, change my mind," so I made him listen to 100 gex. I think I made a video on this drawing. Strange creature in the ice. Illustration for a book I still haven't published. Maybe one day, I'm not sure. I still haven't given hope on this one. That's a little comic about me when I was a kid, and my father inventing a story based on the vinyl. More creatures for Patreon. I made a video on that one. Fragile from Death Stranding. Oh, this is fan art of an incredible concept created by a friend. Her nickname on Tumblr is Paolucero, I think. It's called Dead Clade Walking, and it's about dinosaurs right after the extinction event, and it's basically a post-apocalyptic world but with dinosaurs in it, and she makes these incredibly beautiful and scary pictures with forests burning and animals fleeing, almost living dead creatures with mushrooms growing on them. It's absolutely incredible, and I really recommend you check it out. It was drawn for April 1st, and it's based on a real photo. I made a video on this one. That's Shaman King fan art. Johnny the homicidal maniac, not too happy about people not wearing masks. This is headers for Miroir Fumant, Smoking Mirror, an SCP story I annoyed everyone with this year. Because I was really proud of it. I was really happy about what I wrote, and so I became obsessed with my own characters and my own story. So there's more after. This is 13 and a baby dinosaur. I think it's a Mayasaurus. Something from Miroir Fumant again. That's the part where the stone eggs on the chimney start cracking. This is a commission. More Shaman King fan art. More Miroir Fumant stuff. Oh, there's an Asimov story where there's a bear archaeologist. It's called No Connection. And I really wanted to draw the bear. More Miroir Fumant stuff. And more. That's Mr. Glass or Nobody. Literally dying at the end of the story. And more. This is a dialogue between de Corbiac and Klein. De Corbiac basically asks if Klein, who's been to India, has been to some place in Indochina, because he has no idea it's not the same place. He's a bit ignorant, but he means well. This guy is an asshole. Another commission in the same universe than this one. This character has basically escaped from the circus, and that was when she was still there. That's one of her friends reading a book to her. I made a video on this one. It's a Doctor Who fan art. Eurovision 2021. That's Styx. I really like Styx. That was my favorite act. That was Ukraine. Goa. Very good. Iceland was very good too. I really loved them. Yeah, those guys weren't allowed to throw the finger on TV, so I overcompensated. Our favorite winners, the guys from Italy. Mama Matahari. That's little portraits of my characters from Miroir Fumant. That's de Corbiac. This guy was someone dared me to write a rich guy that would be impossible to hate. Basically, so that was the basic idea of this character. Lacroix, who's a bit of a tragic figure, but there's no way to know that until the end. Little characters for our Patreon. Klein, motherfucker extraordinaire. That's a commission. Someone wanted their cat drawn in 6 clothes. And here's a Pride 6. Here's Nobody. Several friends told me this Nobody was a big mood. So, I mean, my job is done. What is Love? Hadaway. This is a commission that was a title card for a video. I haven't watched it yet. I'm not sure if it's out. And the last of these characters it's Ashcroft. He's the viewpoint, the point of view character. We are following him through the story. That was a commission. The song is "This Girl Is on Fire." I don't like this song. I actually really hate this song, and it's also the Glee version. So yeah, I did anyway. But yeah. Oh God, this page. Um, can you feel the anxiety in this page? Because I was I was very anxious this day. My grandmother was getting a very dangerous operation, and yeah, she literally had 50% chance to of survival, but she made it. So, I was waiting for the verdict the entire day, and I drew this while I was waiting. So it's still Miroir Fumant art, by the way. Oh, this is The Stranding fan comic, but most of the text was added in Photoshop, so there's not much point to it without seeing the. Okay, so this page, basically, I wanted to translate Miroir Fumant and asked two friends to help me, and I exchanged their help against a full color commission. So one wanted a drawing of her cat, and one wanted Ethan Fitz fan art. So yeah, more little characters for Patreon. I made a video on this one. It's called Chiaroscuro. Sketches for the previous drawing. This is the rhythm of the night, oh yeah. More Miroir Fumant bullshit. I was in a meeting at my work and really bored, so that's what happened. Another nobody, the one from Chiaroscuro, enjoying waffles. This year I finished a lot of things I wanted to finish for years, like watching classic Doctor Who or listening to Night Vale. I had 6 years of episodes to listen to because I was so late on the series, and I did it. I finished it, and it's just as good as it used to be, and I really recommend it if you used to listen to it and stopped. Please give it another chance. It's just as good as it used to be. It's still incredible. It's still creative as hell. And yeah, basically, I have no words. The Frank Chen arc just finished, and it was really good. This was a gift for a friend. It's his favorite song. It's Helvegen by Vardruna. More small creatures for Patreon. Fan art for the excellent canon, The Man in the White Suit on the SCP Foundation. That's the canon Chiaroscuro belongs to, and the whole thing is worth it. Absolutely. Go read it. Leave a comment. It's amazing. Please give it a chance. I just posted a video on that one. This is a commission of this is the song is this is the third time I try. Touchtone Telephone by Lemon Demon. It's cool, but it's very hard to draw. Look at this mess. Poke Fusions. Painting in the park. Painting a tree in the park. A Time Lord that regenerates into a bird in the audio Circular Time. Fan art of Storm Warning, which I still love. By the way, in a few months it's going to be 7 years since I listened to it, and it's just as good as it used to be. More miroir fumant, bullshit. That's a song from Panic at the Disco. Yeah, it's the bridge. It goes, I'm a scholar and a gentleman. I usually don't fall when I try to stand. I lost a bet to a guy in a chiffon skirt, but I make these high heels work. I've told you time and time again, I'm not as thick as you drunk I am. And we all fell down when the sun came up. I think we had enough. Champagne, cocaine, gasoline, and most things in between. And he's like, someone please stop him before he falls into the lake. And the guy's like, no. This is an SCP, and I'm going to recommend that one too. It's 4004, A Dream Come True, and it's terrifying, and it's political as hell, and it's great. Go read it. Little Creatures for Patreon. The song Missing by Everything But the Girl, which is incredibly sad and beautiful. I love it. Oh, starting now, 31 days of Doctor Who. One drawing per day, every day. Only monsters from the audios. Let's go. So, Vortisors, Leather Plackers, Triskellies, Edward Grove, who's alive, Cimmerians, the Nether People, the Scherzo Sound Creature and Food Creature, the Orug and Caris, Miraculites, Croca, the Clockwork Man, the Brainworm. Poor 8 looks terrified. The Only Ones. This one doesn't have a name, it's the fear entity from Phobos. The Keltans. Raise your hand if you're still crying about Orbis. That golem from Grand Theft Cosmos. The Cannibalists. The Baroques from my favorite Lucy Miller audio. The Crow Wardens from Nevermore. Mercurials. Johann Drossel and his puppet horses, and Graham the Cyberman. The Dimensional Fish. The Infinite Warriors of the Eminence, which is terrifying. The Ramosans. The Sirens and the Six Legs. Lady Resolva and her people. Crabhead. The Red Lady, who's absolutely terrifying. I think it's one of the best audios in recent memory. The Candyman 2.0. The Krampus, a very, very good audio. I better watch out. And the Fairy Tale of Salzburg, very good. And the Ravenous, and I couldn't believe I finished on time because this basically killed me, so there's not a lot of stuff after that. Little Creatures for Patreon, again. Children by Robert Miles. The ending is very different from the rest. Sketches for this page. This is Silent Hill 4 fan art. Basically because the date was fitting that day. Sketches for something I'm writing, surprisingly, and this is a sketch for the man in the white suit thing from before. That was the last page I made, so it has a little nobody saying forget everything you saw in this sketchbook. But it's not the last page with something on it. That's this one with headers for a SCP thing I haven't posted yet, called Minuit moins 5, 5 to midnight. And it's a thing about 50th and the Fifth Church, and about emo scene stuff. So yeah, it's going to be weird, it's going to be cringe, and I'm going to enjoy posting it when it's done. And yeah, that was my most recent sketchbook. And see you next year.